Pre-game show.
Hello again, everybody, and welcome. This is Ernie Johnson, joined by Shaquille O'Neal. So glad to have you with us on this Martin Luther King Jr. national holiday. Tonight, it's the Memphis Grizzlies as they'll be playing against the Dallas Mavericks. For Dallas, they come into this game following a loss to Denver. They'd reeled off 4 straight wins before that. We'll see if they can start another winning streak with a victory tonight. Of course, this day, a chance to reflect on the life and the legacy of a man who stood for peace and justice and unity. Shaq, your thoughts?
We are forever indebted, a man who gave his life for what he believed in, a dream of freedom and brotherhood. And
for all of us on our 2K Sports crew, we say thank you, Dr. King. We'll see you next time.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's meet the starters. At point, at 6'3", number 19, Beno Udrih. Number 21, Tayshaun Prince. The other guard, at 6'6", number 15, Vince Carter. Number 50, Zach Randolph. Number 33, Marc Gasol. Your head coach is David Yeager.
Welcome to the NBA here on 2K Sports, a special Martin Luther King Day edition. I'm Kevin Harlan, alongside Clark Kellogg and Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke reporting from the sidelines. The Mavericks looking for a strong start to this road trip. They've really been on a roll. They've gone 5-1 in the last 6 games.
Well, right now for the Mavericks, they're really quite an incredible success story. After coming into the season with such low expectations, they've really turned the league on its ear. They've been very impressive.
You know, I thought it would take them a long time to get all the pieces to fit this year, but little did I know that. I mean, those pieces were already in place, seemingly right out of training.
The forwards are Parsons and Dirk. Felton is out there with Devin Harris, and it's Chandler in at the 5 down low. The Grizzlies shooting their first free throws of the game on this trip to the line.
Well, they're doing okay as the season goes on. They're shooting about 76% as a team.
And that's a little better than they did last year from the free throw line.
Both shots good from the stripe.
Well, Dallas coach Rick Carlisle has demonstrated his versatility throughout his coaching stops in Detroit, Indiana, and Dallas. Not really a system coach. He adapts to the talent that he has on each individual team and goes accordingly.
Now here's Parsons. Shot clock at 6. Shoots a fader. Cannot hit. Now Memphis takes it the other way. They're moving on after the tough loss they took at the hands of the Blazers.
Well, they heaved up a lot of ill-advised three-pointers in that loss. Guys, they were way too trigger-happy from downtown.
Yeah, and that's not the area on the court where you want to be forcing shots from. Heck, you were a great three-point shooter, and you know that, Steve.
Yeah, I mean, it comes and goes, but you can't just rely on that when things aren't going your way.
The shot's good from Gasol. And Carlisle presiding over a more half-court, station-to-station style of play in Detroit and Indiana. He's embraced a more up-tempo style, it seems, in Dallas.
Yeah, and he's got an offensively gifted team with the Mavs, and he's always been an innovator using zone defenses to hide weaker defenders and to keep opponents off balance. And again, another example of how the outstanding coaches don't stand pat. They're always learning, growing, and adjusting to give their teams the best chance to win.
Good thought. For three, Udrih. It's hauled in by Nowitzki. The Mavericks have gone 0 of 3 from the field to start the game. Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, I mean, a cold stretch offensively. They desperately need a basket.
And play stops. Whistle on what looks to be an illegal screen.
Well, good idea setting that screen, but the execution wasn't there.
No, it sure wasn't. I mean, you want it to be hard, but it also has to be legal.
On defense, Dallas searching for their first points of the game. They're moving on after the tough loss they took at the hands of the Nuggets.
And that night, guys, they didn't resemble the team we're used to seeing, either as individuals or as a unit.
Steve, I thought there was really a lack of leadership. Nobody really gathered the team and tried to rally them. And sometimes you have to do that with your body language and your voice. To me, that was the most disappointing thing about the loss.
Good. Carter's got his first bucket in this one.
Beautiful finger roll to cap that drive off. He knows how to finish with some flair and flavor, guys.
Chandler with a screen for Harris. Loses his man off the screen and lays it up and in.
Even with the D lurking, he made it look easy with the soft finger roll.
The Grizzlies have gone 2 of 3 here to start off the game. And Udrih kicks to Prince. First quarter of basketball, just over 2.5 minutes played.
And the offense, I mean, 3 of 4, a solid start for this game.
Mavericks trail by 4.
One thing you know when it comes to the Mavericks is they're not going to sit back and stand pat. They want to reload, not rebuild every year.
And the shot is good from Nowitzki. Grizzlies have gone 3 of 4 from the field to start out the game. Prince kicks to Randall. The shot will not go. Some solid D from Nowitzki. And even 3-on-3 break. First quarter of action, just under 3.5 minutes played. And the basket by Harris.
I love when he takes the ball inside. That's when he seems to really get on a roll.
Memphis with the ball. Carter on the wing. And the rebound goes to Nowitzki. Nowitzki's got his 3rd rebound on the night. Clark, their offense has been great here.
Yeah, I love the way they've looked, really strong and together.
Yeah, and very aggressive, too. Keeping the defense off balance with their ball movement. I like the way they look.
Shot clock at 6. And it's Harris off the drive. Chandler's shot, good.
Nice pass. That one was right on target.
1:53 left to play here in the first. Carter down low, covered by Parsons, and Carter with the basket on the assist by Udrih.
Really tough to get that shot off with the size differential there. It's not an individual matchup he's going to win every time, especially in the post.
Very well done. I didn't think he had any business operating down there with the big fellas.
And Dallas calls their first time out of the game. They just couldn't come out on top last time they took on the Grizzlies. That one was played in Memphis.
Kevin, that game defensively was an absolute nightmare. They went into that building and just got blown out by a very hot team.
Well, they didn't defend those shooters like they should have. And once the fans got into it and the arena started rocking and thumping and bumping, things only got worse.
So Memphis going with almost an entire new group here. Kufis checked in for Gasol. Adams comes in for Zach Randolph. Courtney Lee, he's checked in for Vince Carter. And it's Nick Calathes in for Udrih. And a new group getting ready for Dallas. Brandon Wright's checked in for Chandler. Jay Crowder comes in for Dirk Nowitzki. Al Farouk Aminu, he's checked in for Chandler Parsons. And it's Jefferson in for Raymond Felton. Jefferson goes back up. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. Let's check out the Western Conference standings right now that we're here in the new year. You look at Dallas. The season well underway, and they've been solid. In 3rd right now. And, of course, Memphis, 4.5 games behind.
I think for the Mavericks, They're not just a pleasant surprise this year, Steve. They're a huge surprise.
Yeah, I don't know anybody who picked them to make this kind of noise from the beginning of the year. They've had a phenomenal run.
The first one falls. Brandon Wright, the former 8th overall pick back in 2007. For his career, Steve, a field goal percentage of around 60%.
Well, he's figured out his niche in the league. He wasn't sure what he was when he arrived, but he's a backup big. He's a diver. He's an offensive rebound guy. He's a lob catcher. So, not a one-on-one scorer, but somebody who can play off of others very effectively.
And Wright, because he's light-weighted, can struggle in matchups with stronger opponents. But he is a shot blocker. His length really helps him in pick-and-roll situations.
Good job creating just enough space to let that one fly.
For Dallas, they've gone 5 of 9 from the field here in the first. Here's Crowder, averaging 6 points per contest. No one covering. Jefferson's got his first points of the night.
And for Wright, it seems like he'll always be slight of build, but he hasn't been one to chafe over his playing time. He just focuses on playing well in the minutes he earns.
Now here's Lee. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against Portland. Calathes passes to Lee. Good. That's Calathes who picks up the assist.
Really aggressive play, taking it to the rim against the big man.
Tell you what, I love that fearless attitude.
The Mavericks trail it. Harris dishes to Crowder. They set the screen. It's rebounded by Memphis. We've got 22 seconds left in the first. And stolen by Wright. Now here is Harris. 9 points last game. Tipped away. The feed to Wright. To the wing right side. Lets it go. Aminu with the bucket. Aminu's got his first points in this one. Here's Calathes.
Wow.
Oh, 3 points right there at the end of the quarter.
Only about 1 in 50 of those go down, but that's why you chuck them up there. You want to give yourself a chance.
Tune in next Sunday night, January 25th. Russell Westbrook and the Oklahoma City Thunder hit the road for a duel with the Cleveland Cavaliers. East versus West. You don't want to miss it.
And welcome back to our special presentation of the NBA for Martin Luther King Day. And for Memphis, guys, what jumps out to you stat-wise?
Just the start they wanted to this game. Solid offense. They got good ball movement. Established a nice rhythm.
Yeah, not stagnant at all. Free-flowing and fluid at the offensive end.
Here is Felton. 14 points from him the last game against Denver.
And don't forget, guys, his playmaking was sensational. I mean, he saw the floor, making the game so easy for his teammates.
Randolph and Kufis are inside. Nick Calathes is out there with Lee. And it's Carter in at the 3 spot. That's the lineup in the game for Memphis. 5 on the clock. And poor shot selection there. Not a high percentage look for him. Lee against Felton. Carter outside. Oh, good on the triple.
You know, even though he missed that three-point shot, I think the defense has to do a better job of challenging the shot.
Yeah, because you know if you continue to give up open looks like that, you're in big trouble.
Now let's send it to Doris on the sideline.
Well, guys, Monte Ellis joined the Mavs last season, and Coach Rick Carlisle said, we love him. He's been a godsend. He fits what we're doing. He fits with Dirk. He's been extremely coachable, and he's a rise-to-the-moment player. Just a great competitor. Kevin, they've made great use of his slashing ability.
One of the best offenses in the league, Doris. Thanks. Felton kicks to right. Back to Felton from downtown. That's good. Felton's got the game tied up here for the Mavs.
But you can't leave him alone, especially from long range.
Memphis has gone 0-2 from deep here in the second.
You know, the Grizzlies are the kind of team that perhaps fans around the league can overlook or undervalue or even forget about at times. But they're always going to be there because they're tough, they're physical, and they're talented.
Guys, as you were talking about, Memphis not a big budget franchise or one with a history that runs so deep that often fans overlook them.
That may be true, but it's given the Grizzlies a very underdog attitude that I think the franchise and the team and the fans have embraced.
Catching up on the changes for Memphis. Gasol comes in for Kufis, and it's Udrih in for Nick Colathis. And then for Dallas, Tyson Chandler, who's checked in for Wright. Nowitzki comes in for Crowder, and Parsons subbed in for Al-Farouq Aminu. Felton kicks to Nowitzki. Some solid defense from Randolph.
That's not a sight you see very often. I mean, he has a great feel for that jump shot, especially when he's open.
What a smooth finish.
Well, he's certainly the one they want on the end of those breaks. He always finishes strong.
Mavericks trail by 4. Felton the pass to Parsons. Chandler with the screen on Carter. And Nowitzki has it in the corner. Felton kicks to Parsons. Parsons, right side. Sinks it from just inside the baseline. Parsons got his second basket of the night.
Wow, he was just wide open there. That's way too easy.
Carter dishes to Gasol. The jump hook, and it's good off the glass. Gasol's got the lead up to 4 now for Memphis.
Well, we've seen that more than a few times. An easy bucket in the lane.
Yeah, the interior defense simply has been lifeless.
Jefferson passing to Felton. Nowitzki sets a screen for Felton. Nobody near Parsons. Udrih grabs the board.
I think he was surprised by how much space he had there and just rushed the shot a little bit.
Gasol goes in, and he gets it to go. And now a 6-point Memphis lead.
3 consecutive baskets have come right at the rim. Defense had better start buckling down and tightening up.
Yeah, they're getting exposed right now.
Dallas calls timeout.
Well, he wants to get everybody on the same wavelength, that's for sure. And he may change up some things here as well.
Looks to me like he saw something that wasn't on the plan and picked now is the time to address it. I don't have a problem with that.
Harris is checked in for the Mavericks. About 3 minutes played so far in the second quarter. Nowitzki sets a screen for Harris. And Parsons kicks to Nowitzki. The 19-footer is on the money. Nowitzki's got his second bucket of the game to go. Well, Dirk Nowitzki may be the best mid-range jump shooter in the league, and he's been that way for a long time. A shot that's falling out of favor, but Clark, for him, it's a go-to weapon.
Yeah, he's able to back down defenders and then hit that nice turnaround. Most of the time, he's much taller than whoever's guarding him, so there's really not much you can do to impede that shot.
Chandler with the screen on Lee. Outside, Felton. The dish to Nowitzki. Randolph grabs the board.
I thought he'd make that one. And that's his range, and the defense nowhere to be seen.
Here's Carter. That is good. Carter's got 8 points.
And now we can see them really working it inside.
Taking advantage of the defense, really pounding it down low.
Harris outside. On the wing, Chandler. Outside, Felton. 6 to shoot. Lets it go from 11. Chandler dishes to Nowitzki. And Parsons kicks to Harris. No one near Felton as he lets it go. Another 3 for Dallas.
And that kind of defense is just not going to cut it, guys. They have to get a hand in his face.
So timeout called here. The first for Memphis.
It's interesting that the Mavs almost exclusively build through free agency. They make draft picks, but they always seem to have a hand in free agency come July.
And the Grizzlies with some changes. Kufis checked in for Randall. Prince comes in for Vince Carter. And it's Adams in for Courtney Lee.
Jordan Adams.
And the Grizzlies leading by 5. Well, Clark, you look back at some of the big names they were rumored to be in on, like Deron Williams and Dwight Howard. Those names come to mind.
And they missed out on them, but they've always been very good about remaining flexible when they need to be with the salary cap.
Felton with the ball. He's got 6. Here's Nowitzki, and it's Dallas with another.
He's such a well-rounded offensive player. He's got a little bit of everything.
For Memphis, they've gone 6 of 8 from the field in the second quarter. Drive by Adams. Here's Kufis. Soft touch off the glass. Kufis has got his first 2 points of the night.
Strong rebounding, and he's rewarded with the easy putback.
Harris outside. He feeds it to Chandler. Marcus Gasol picks up the foul. Nick Galathis, who's checked in for the Grizzlies. And then for Dallas, White comes in for Chandler. And it's Aminu in for Dirk Nowitzki. Memphis on defense. They lead by 7. And out of bounds as Memphis gains possession.
Well, he just didn't make the catch, didn't look the ball into his hands. He must have thought the ball was going somewhere else.
And the Grizzlies with possession here. 1 second separating the shot clock and game clock. A floater, and he gets it to go. And now it's a 9-point Grizzly lead.
Defensively, I think they've got to do a better job of bodying them up.
Yeah, they're getting outclassed in the paint at both ends, really.
Felton kicks to Harris. Gasol with the steal. And it's Memphis on the break. 3 seconds left, and he jams it after taking the nice feed on the run.
Boy, extremely opportunistic defense leading to those points there.
That dunk, Clark, coming within seconds of the steal.
Love the way they convert from defense to offense.
But that's what happens when you get all 5 guys on a string defensively ready to react and make a play.
And that concludes the first half. Memphis out in front, up by 11. Stay with us, folks. We'll get back just after halftime to start the third quarter. Happy Martin Luther King Day, everyone, and welcome back as we get going again here at 2K Sports. Vince Carter really making a difference here.
You know, he spoils us with his performances game in and game out, and so far, just another big scoring night for him.
Typically, when he puts up that many points in the first half, he's going to follow it up with a better second half. We'll see if that happens here.
Here's who Rick Carlisle is starting the second half with. Dirk and Chandler up front. Felton is out there with Devin Harris. And it's Parsons in at the 3 slot. Harris kicks to Nowitzki. For 3. Good. And Harris gets the assist. 9 points for Dirk Nowitzki.
That's just a case of two teammates working perfectly together. One setting the screen and the other using it to get that separation.
And Vince Carter with the slam. Well, Clark, a clear lane to the basket and the emphatic jam.
And that is outstanding attacking basketball.
Well, he had no choice but to take that one to the bucket.
Vince Carter in his day, one of the most electrifying players in the NBA, a superstar in Toronto, one of the all-time great highlight reel dunkers. Those days are behind him, but he remains a very valuable and at this point, maybe even underrated NBA player.
And for those of you turning in, we're about a minute into the second half. Now Harris, averaging 9 points per contest. Nowitzki, the pass to Chandler. Parsons dishes to Chandler. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Another shot, and it's going to be a 24-second shot clock violation. They turn it over. And now a quick look at some very potent men in the middle lately. Highest scoring big men in the past 10 games. Dirk Nowitzki is second.
And there are different styles among those big men, but they have one thing very much in common. They can dominate offensively, face up or back to the basket. They can get it done.
And that's what makes that list so intriguing to me, Steve, just how varied it is in terms of technique each of those big men use. I mean, you could fill a textbook taking a little piece of each of their games. I mean, they all do something different and unique and do it well.
Chandler with a screen for Felton. And so it's going to be a 3-second violation out there on the defense. Dallas shooting their third free throw shot of the game.
Well, impressive free throw shooting as a team this season, right around that 78% mark.
You know, the numbers from the line, guys, are close to where they were last year, but just a tad worse, so not too bad.
And that one falls for Nowitzki. The Grizzlies, grit and grind, known for being old school, post you up and lock you down type of basketball team.
Yeah, and that front court rotation, boy, the envy of the league, in my opinion. It's a big part of what makes this team really go.
Here's Harris. The pick gave him all the room he needed, and he knocks down the J. Harris has got 6 points. And the Grizzlies leading by 9. And Udrih kicks to Prince. Chandler with the rebound. Chandler's got 5 rebounds tonight.
But guys, for the Grizzlies, a new ownership group, and it seems maybe some tweaks to their identity. They'd look to spread the floor a bit more and pick up the tempo. But the results last season were pretty mixed.
5 to shoot. Nowitzki gets a wide open look. It's rebounded by Memphis. Gasol's got his 3rd rebound tonight. Prince, the pass to Udrih. No good from outside.
And, you know, the Grizzlies last season, I thought they did pick up their pace slightly, but they were still a team at the bottom of the league in that regard in terms of fast break points and pace of play. It's really hard to get away from who you've been for so long. This is more of a half-court, grinded-out team.
Prince dishes to Udrih. Passes it to Randall. And stolen by Parsons. Felton kicks to Harris. Nowitzki with the screen on Gasol. And it's Harris off the drive. He got an advantage there off the pick and took it right in. Harris has got 8 points.
You know, if you were only looking at the way he's played offensively, you'd think his team would be ahead.
Kufis checked in for Memphis. Lee comes in for Zach Randolph. And Dallas also making a switch. Richard Jefferson, he's checked in for Dirk Nowitzki. And the Grizzlies leading by 7. And Udrih hits to Lee. Pass to Udrih. This one for 3. It's rebounded by Dallas. Chandler's got 6 rebounds in the game. In the third quarter with just over 3.5 minutes off the clock. Chandler with a screen for Parsons. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. Vince Carter picks one up.
Chandler Parsons, until recently, had been one of the league's great bargains on his second-round contract. He found a way to supplement his earnings, though. He did some modeling for a designer clothing company. Caught some locker room grief for it, but hey, it's good work if you can get it, and I'm sure those checks kept him from being too offended by the locker room banner.
And you guys were talking about Parsons' appearance. He cut his hair off last season as a show of solidarity with a 10-year-old he'd met who was battling cancer. What a generous gesture, a great gesture, Steve, on his part.
Yeah, it was awesome. I mean, the two had formed a bond and both drew inspiration from each other. You love to see it, and Parsons showing not only that he's an effective player on the court, but definitely an inspiration in his community as well.
And that one's good. Udrich has got 5 points so far.
And that's another assist for a team that is putting on a clinic on how to share the ball.
I just love the mentality they've had. If a shot isn't there, they're not forcing anything. They're moving it side to side and working to get a good shot.
And it's Harris off the drive. Count the bucket. Harris has got 6 points in the quarter. 1:46 left in the third. And Udrich kicks to Lee. He dishes it to Prince. Now the pass to Udrich. Feeds it to Carter. Prince, right side. And that one comes up a bit short.
Really high-quality shot there. Just a little off with his release.
That miss right there will definitely leave him shaking his head.
A nice shot by Kufis.
Another pass put right into the shooter's pocket, right in the shooting pocket for a terrific assist. They've done a lot of that today.
Yeah, it's something we haven't seen much of at the other end of the floor, though.
Parsons passes to Aminu. Harris kicks to Jefferson. And it's off from three-point range. And the Grizzlies leading by 8. Prince dishes to Kufis. Lee goes in, unloads from 9, and it's Memphis with another. Dallas has gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. Harris kicks to Parsons. Chandler with the screen on Prince. In the corner, it's Jefferson. They get it back. Chandler, blanketed by the D, fights to the rim for the layup. Chandler's got his second bucket of the game to go. And so it's Memphis with it. They've held a 12-point lead earlier. Courtney Lee is on the wing, defended by Jefferson. Udrich, the pass to Kufis. The 8-footer. Here's Prince, and the rebound paying off as they pick up 2 on the second chance bucket right there.
Yeah, guys, it's his consistent shooting that's really helped get his team into a position they're in right now.
Harris outside. In the corner, it's Jefferson. Basket is good, the assist from Harris. Harris has got 3 assists now in this one. Here's Udrich. Got it off in time, but it's no good. And that does it for the third quarter. Both teams clicking offensively as we approach the fourth quarter. Grizzlies lead by 7. Live from the FedEx Forum, you're watching 2K Sports.
Coming up Thursday, January 22nd, Kawhi Leonard and the San Antonio Spurs take on Derrick Rose and the Chicago Bulls. It's the real deal.
And thanks for joining us again, folks. 2K Sports broadcasting here on MLK Day, bringing you the NBA. And let's take this chance now to show you the State Farm assist of the game.
Well, with this assist, he shows you just what a well-rounded guard he really is. Kind of a combo guard, even though he's listed as a shooting guard. Really a diverse offensive skill set.
We're almost seeing more of that, aren't we? It's like guys that have point guard skills that can play both those positions.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, now a chance to set the floor, courtesy of Gatorade. Fourth quarter action, all fueled up and ready to go. So on the floor for Memphis, Zebo and Marc Gasol are up front. Nick Calathes is out there with Adams, and it's Lee in at the 3, the small forward. And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for the Grizzlies.
Anytime they've had a chance to attack the lane, they've done so. The penetration has been impressive.
It's been a hot shooting night for them, too. I mean, they've hit a lot of those mid-range jump shots.
And both free throws good for Lee.
And at the free throw line, it's all about consistency with him. Same routine, same stroke.
Harris outside. Outside, Felton. Back to Harris. Dallas moving it around. And Aminu kicks to Felton. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2.
At the line for the Mavericks, Raymond Felton. 2 shots.
That's good from Raymond Felton. Raymond Felton hits them both.
Well, you know, the Mavericks got back into the playoffs last season after missing the playoffs in 13. And this is a team that expects to be a playoff factor. Aside from that one season, they've not missed the playoffs since 2000.
Here's Lee. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2. That's on Raymond Felton.
Then you look at the legacy of success for the Mavs. You have to go back to 2000 to find the last time they had a losing season. Even in 2013, in what they'd term a disappointing year, they went 500 in the cutthroat Western Conference. Pretty impressive.
The first free throw is good. And you look at how much ownership can impact the team's fortunes. The first 20 years for the Mavericks, they cracked 500 6 times, but they've done it in every season under current ownership.
Well, I know ownership is important, partner, but come on now. They do have Dirk Nowitzki, and he has a lot to do with that winning record as well. But no question about it, the Mavericks are clearly a first-rate franchise, and everybody from ownership on down can take pride in that.
Dallas has their hands full guarding against Lee.
He has 8 points, and 4 of his points have come at the foul line. He's made the most of those opportunities.
Which can't be undervalued, Clark. So many times a game can come down to which team wins the free throw battle.
We're just over a minute into this final quarter of play. Here's Calathes, guarded by Harris. Gasol kicks to Calathes. A three-pointer, no good. Mavericks trailed by 7. And it's Harris off the drive.
I thought he rushed it a little bit, guys, because he had a clean look and just lost his focus.
Lee dishes to Adams. Just over a minute and a half played here in the fourth. Off on the layup. For Dallas, they've gone 1 of 3 from the field to start the fourth quarter. Here's Aminu, and Lee pulls it down. Memphis leading by 7. Drive by Adams. Here's Gasol. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
Great job. Taking it right at the defense. I like the aggressiveness.
Yeah, he left him no choice but to foul there.
At the line for the Grizzlies, Marc Gasol, 2 shots.
That free throw missing. And he can't make the second free throw either, missing both.
I didn't expect that result when he stepped up there. I'll bet he didn't either, as good a foul shooter as he is.
And it's Aminu in the corner. Nowitzki inside. Harris outside. And it's good, assisting on the play was Nowitzki. And that's 13 points for Devin Harris.
We've seen a noticeable improvement out of him since halftime. He didn't have a whole lot working in the first half.
Now a timeout called by Memphis.
You know, with Dirk, he has the type of game where he might be able to play till he's 50. I mean, the way he shoots the ball and creates offense for his teammates, it wouldn't shock me if he was around Dallas for a few more years.
Tayshaun Prince is checked in for Adams. Let's find out what Doris Burke has for us.
Yes, guys, over that last break, I listened to Dave Yeager address his team. His advice clear-cut. I want to see you playing to win, not playing not to lose. I don't care what the lead is. We do not back off.
Mavericks trail by 6. And Nowitzki signing a new contract with the Mavs at a discount. In fact, Clark, one of the biggest discounts I think his superstar has ever given his hometown team, trying to give them cap space to add some top talent.
Yeah, I like seeing that because guys like Nowitzki and others that have made tremendous amounts of money are now at the point in their careers where they understand it's about trying to win and be competitive and to contend for championships. And not surprised, though, Dirk has been a model in every way since he's been in the league as a player and as a coach.
In low to Lee. Mavericks with the rebound. At the conclusion of this game, they're off to Minnesota where they'll take on the Timberwolves. That'll be the second of this 2-game road trip. And that one's good. 15 points for Devin Harris.
Well, he's having a great half here. Exactly the opposite of the first.
Coathis passes to Prince. Dishes it to Randolph. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. And the first one drops. And Randolph drops them both.
And we're seeing the Mavericks unable to defend against Randolph.
He has 8 points, and he's done his job at the charity stripe. He's gotten 4 of his points from there.
And that's a good place to get them. You know, they don't come easier than that, but you've got to get yourself there first.
Felton attacking. Here's Wright. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Wright's got 4 points now in the quarter.
Love the way he fought for that putback. You know, he's willing to put in a lot of hard work in this game, no doubt about that.
Lee kicks to Coathis. Out of bounds. Dallas takes possession.
Now, severe lack of awareness on his part. He had no idea he was near the out-of-bounds line.
We've played just over 3.5 minutes now in the fourth quarter. Felton kicks to Harris. Pass to Nowitzki. Back to Harris. Dallas moving the ball around. Here's Wright. Some solid defense from Gasol.
This is why you need size inside. The ability to contest shots and force misses.
Steve, that's exactly right. Even when you get in close, it's still a tough shot.
What a smooth finish.
Well, he's certainly the one they want on the end of those breaks. He always finishes strong.
Dallas calls timeout.
Well, they're getting way too many easy shots in the paint. So this timeout is specifically for that reason. You got to tighten up the defense and start to make it harder for that offensive team.
I know it's easier said than done, but right now it just doesn't seem like the necessary effort is there.
Some changes for Memphis. Carter comes in for Lee. And Udrich in for Nick Coathis. The Mavericks also with a sub. Chandler's checked in. Randolph against Nowitzki. And good coming on the assist from Devin Harris. Harris has got 4 assists now tonight.
I love the plan here. Set up the opportunity for the mismatch.
Yeah, recognizing they need a bucket and use the height advantage when it comes. No need for the extra pass there.
What an impossible shot to block in the post. The defender, giving up so much size, there's no way he's going to get a hand on him.
Mavericks trail by 6. The baseline jam. Again, the Mavericks score.
I like the way he's not forcing anything, taking advantage of what the defense is giving him. He's been a key contributor for them in this quarter.
And it's Carter penetrating, and the rebound goes to Nowitzki. Nowitzki's got 6 rebounds in the game. Here's Parsons, and he sinks that one, hitting the back of the rim on the way in. Now just a 2-point Memphis lead. The Grizzlies have gone 3 of 7 from the floor in the fourth. That's a 42% mark in the quarter. And Udrih kicks to Carter. It's good from long range. Carter's got 5 points now in the quarter.
Well, it took him a long time to get that 3-point range. Maybe this will get him going.
Harris dishes to Nowitzki. Puts it up from 17. Can't get it to go. And Memphis the other way now. They've held a 12-point lead earlier. Randolph passes to Prince. He kicks it to Udrih. Here's Randolph. And he jams him one in.
I'll tell you what, it never gets old watching him work, does it, fellas?
No, Clark, that's a good way to put it. He will work. Great example of that on the offensive glass right there.
Yeah, just blue-collar stuff. And then he put a little flair in the dunk.
Harris kicks to Nowitzki. The rebound by Gasol. Memphis has gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the fourth quarter. Prince misses. Dallas has gone 5 of 10 from downtown tonight. 50% exactly. Kicks it out to Nowitzki. It's in! Oh, and that cuts the lead to just 5.
You know, he's got a quick trigger from that range when he senses that the defense is backed off.
And that's an intentional foul.
That's his first personal foul. 5th team foul. Shooting Memphis.
Good on the first, and that increases their lead to 6. And so both free throws are good, and it's a 7-point game.
And no mistakes there. A couple of good free throws to give them a little extra cushion.
Dallas calls timeout. They're down by 7. 24 seconds left in the game. .24 seconds left in the fourth. And it's Harris off the drive. 3-pointer. And it's Randolph with the rebound. And here is Prince. Then Gasol with the dunk.
Well, it's a wrap, fellas. No way you come back in this one.
Not anymore. Any chance of that happening went out the window a while ago.
Now here is Harris. And he uses the glass on the layup.
Yeah, that's a difficult shot in the face of a defender that towers over.
Well, you know, he almost seems to enjoy those mismatches, Steve. It gives him a chance to show what a strong finisher he is.
So it's Memphis picking up the win. They pulled off this win, Clark, with respectable performances on both ends of the floor.
Yeah, I think it was just really a nice overall effort, Kevin.
And time now to go courtside as we send you over to Doris Burke from the sideline. Doris?
Well, Mark, it certainly seemed like you guys came out early on with a mindset to seize control of this game. Was that your plan?
No, yeah, so we started out that way, and that was lift away a little bit. So, we're learning, we're getting better, and it's a process.
Thank you for the time, sir. Guys, back to you.
Doris, thank you. And for Steve Kerr, Clark Kellogg, and Doris Burke, and the rest of our great 2K Sports crew. This is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for joining us as Jordan presents our player of the game, Vince Carter.
Well, I'm sailing. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
The 2K Sports pregame show, sponsored by Sprite.
Hello again, everybody. Thanks for being with us. 2K Sports, you're watching the NBA, and I'm Ernie Johnson along with Shaquille O'Neal. Tonight we'll see the Toronto Raptors as they play against the Grizzlies in Memphis. And looking at the Grizzlies, they've put themselves in pretty good position in the Western Conference, 6th place. So far this season, it's been a similar showing to what we saw from them last season. Hey, Dr. O'Neal, what do you make of the job that Dave Yeager has done with the Memphis Grizzlies?
He steady keeps his cool throughout any situation, Ernie. He always keeps things in perspective for his team. He keeps it light, never gets too intense on the sideline, and he always puts his players' health first.
That sounds a lot like you.
Yes, that's why they call me the doctor.
Because you keep it light. You're steady. You always keep things in perspective.
Yes.
All of these things sound like you, Dr. O'Neal.
I'm changing my name to the Big Dave Yeager.
I think that's a winner. Let's go to Kevin Harlan.
Hello, basketball fans. You've got it on 2K Sports as we get set to bring you an exciting NBA basketball game. This is Kevin Harlan with Steve Kerr and Clark Kellogg and our sideline reporter, Doris Burke. And the Grizzlies on friendly ground as they continue this homestand. Last time they met was in Toronto where they beat the Raptors.
Seemed like they hit every big shot they had in that game. Kevin, their offense was clicking, but really clutch in big moments.
That's ideally the way you want it to unfold on the road, Steve. Don't even give the fans a chance to get into the game.
Let's check out Toronto's starting lineup. Lowry and Williams, the guards. Patterson is the 4 with Valanciunas in the middle. And it's DeRozan in at the 3 spot.
Jack Randolph is a terrific rebounder and scorer. In his prime, you could just mark up 20 points and 12 rebounds a night, every night. He's a little bit on the downside now, but still a player you've got a game plan for.
So it's the Grizzlies now. Jonas Valanciunas unable to get his shot to go. Offensive rebound. Off target at the rim. Memphis on defense. They want to keep it rolling here following the win against Dallas.
And across the board in that game, they just shot the lights out. They had a fantastic offensive night.
Yeah, rarely do you see a team get that hot. In total, I mean, everybody was knocking them down. They were spraying it from everywhere.
Now they finally connect with their 4th shot of the game.
The Grizzlies have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. And Randolph, now 33 years old, had that knee injury a couple seasons back.
Yeah, his rebounding remains excellent, but we've seen his scoring wane just a bit, both in volume and the percentages. Not quite the go-to scorer he was a few years back, but still very effective player.
Prince outside. Randolph can't hit. The Raptors have gone 2 of 5 here, making 40% so far to start out the game. DeRozan's shot is good. Now Udrih. Carter outside. It's tipped. And Udrih hits to Gasol. The shot by Carter. Nobody around. Buries it from 3-point range. Carter's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. In Toronto, they've gone 50% from the field, hitting 3 of 6 since the opening tip. Out to DeRozan. That ball's nice feed that time from Kyle Lowry. That's now 8 points for DeMar DeRozan. It's Prince on the wing. Carter outside. Some nice passing there by Memphis. Snatched up.
Things have kind of gone south for him here in the quarter.
The wide open look here for DeRozan. And there are the Raptors with another bucket.
He's just been the man since the start of this quarter. I mean, just a tremendous period of basketball for him.
Carter drives in. Breaks it off the glass. Carter's got 5.
Heads up, aggressive play right there. He saw the smaller man on him, took it straight to the basket.
Well, the Toronto Raptors guys looking at a rebrand for a team starting next season to celebrate their 20th anniversary in the league. Boy, time flies. New colors, Steve, and a new logo.
Yeah, they'd even considered a name change, but decided to stick with the Raptors. But a chance perhaps to go with that bird of prey connotation rather than a dinosaur.
And so here's Memphis. Patrick Patterson getting it to go from deep moments ago. Carter dishes to Gasol. Randolph trying to free himself up. It's Gasol missing.
And excellent interior defense there. Good rotations.
No doubt about it, Steve. He's a real presence inside. Takes up a lot of space. Boy, they've gone on this run, and ball movement has been a big key.
Yeah, they have the defense on the run right now because every pass seems to have a purpose. They're getting great movement, great spacing, and they're really lining them up defensively.
The shot by Carter, nobody around. And again, it's the Grizzlies from deep.
Oh, the rapid-fire threes coming from everywhere.
I thought it might be a little imprudent to try to get those points right back, but it worked.
DeRozan's shot is good.
They've had the hotter hand in the first half so far, no question.
Yeah, it's because of all the high percentage shots they've been working for and getting.
Here's Udrich. Now recovering. Udrich can't hit. For Toronto, they come in off the loss to the Milwaukee Bucks.
And Kevin, when you don't take advantage of your trips to the free throw line, which they definitely did not, it's tough to recover from.
Yeah, it sure is. I mean, they left a lot of cheese and lettuce at that foul line part.
Not to mention some ham and turkey.
So Memphis going with almost an entire new group here. Kufis checked in for Gasol. Adams comes in for Zach Randolph. Lee's checked in for Vince Carter. And it's Nick Calathis in for Udrich. And Toronto will go for a different look here. Hansbrough's checked in for Jonas Valanciunas. Johnson comes in for Patrick Patterson. Terrence Ross is checked in for DeMar DeRozan. And it's Vasquez in for Williams. Here's Calathis. Drills the baseline jumper. Calathis has got his first points of the game.
The entire defense was frozen-footed. Nobody picked up the shooter, Kevin. Nick Calathis, former two-time Mr. Basketball for the state of Florida. A star at the University of Florida, was drafted back in 2009. He played 3 seasons in Greece, 1 in Russia, before finally making it to the NBA last season.
So it's the Grizzlies now, following the miss by Kyle Lowry. Kufis the pass to Prince. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. And the Grizzlies trading for his rights. They knew what they were getting in Calathis.
Yeah, proven guard in Europe. A young guy, great playmaker, and he can rebound, defend, and I thought he provided Memphis with a really solid option at that backup point guard spot last year.
And what do you guys think so far about the offensive approach for the Raptors?
And they're doing a fantastic job of finding the open man and getting easy looks.
Another big aspect of their game tonight has been the fast break, transition opportunities. They're really keeping it up-tempo so far.
Both good from the line that time.
Well, Tayshaun Prince, a terrific player in his time with that championship Detroit Pistons team of years past, but his decline over the last 5 years has been noticeable. Ever since he hit 30, it's been downhill.
Fast break, here we go. Here's Calathis, and he gets it to go.
What an impossible shot to block in the post. The defender, giving up so much size, there's no way he's going to get a hand on it.
Lowry kicks to Johnson. The shot's good on the assist by Lowry. And for Prince, now 34 years of age, with this season and next left on his contract.
Yeah, still a smart veteran who doesn't make many mistakes, but it's certainly clear that his best days are behind him.
His second personal foul. Second team foul.
The Grizzlies have gone 2 for 2 in the game at the line.
2 shots.
And he makes the first. Patterson, he's checked in for Amir Johnson. That one falls, so he hits both of them. Toronto leading by 4. Outside Lowry. 11 feet away. Passes it to Ross. Feeds it to Vasquez. A shot by Lowry. Wide open. Patterson. They had a number of cracks at it, but came away empty-handed. Good if it goes. Can't get it to go. The scoring fast and furious as we end the first quarter. Raptors lead by 4. And we'll be back shortly for the start of the second quarter.
Coming up Sunday, January 25th, Dwayne Wade and the Miami Heat take on Derrick Rose and the Chicago Bulls. Live from United Center. Don't miss out.
And now the second quarter just getting set to start. Taking a look here at the Raptors' performance here, Clark and Steve. What have they been doing or not doing in your opinion?
Yeah, this team played an excellent first quarter offensively, moving the ball and getting a good flow to their offense. That's why you see those big assist totals.
Yeah, very timely passing for them, Steve, and that's fun to watch.
Toronto leading by 4. Randolph and Kufis are inside. Lee out there with Nick Calathes. And it's Adams in at the 3 slot. That's the lineup in the game for Memphis. Patterson setting the pick for DeRozan.
DeMar DeRozan is starting to piece it together. I mean, we see him up in his scoring average. He's shooting it better. He's passing the ball with more confidence. He's becoming more efficient. You know, after a big extension from the Raptors, I think they've got to be pleased with his progress.
And he can't get the first one. Grizzlies making a switch here. Carter's checked in. And Toronto also making a switch. Valanciunas is checked in. And he sinks the second.
He did the important part at the line there. The heavy lifting, if you will. Made this a 2-possession game.
Calathes kicks to Lee. To the middle. Here's Kufis. That's good. Kufis has got his first 2 points. Raptors with the lead. Vasquez with it. 9-point game his last outing. Patterson a screen on Lee. Ross with a wide open look. That one rolling around and rims out.
I'll tell you what, he can be really frustrating as a shooter. All you can do is grimace because he just can't find the range.
The shot's good from Randolph. And around a minute gone here in the second quarter. Here's Vasquez. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. And Valanciunas kicks to Vasquez. 6 to shoot. The 3. And it's DeRozan missing. Basket here gets them back in front.
And it's been a pretty long time coming, Kevin.
Courtney Lee is on the wing. To the left side wing. It's stolen by Vasquez. And Doris Burke has something for us. Hey, Doris.
Kevin, DeMar DeRozan, a first-time All-Star in 2014. He's learned from veterans like Kobe the value of watching film. He said, quote, I'm reading situations better, understanding what I have to do, not just for myself, but the next person on the team. I'm more confident in every decision I make on both ends. Guys, the difference is clearly evident.
Yeah, scoring more efficiently and improving as a passer, Doris. Thanks. Now Vasquez following a 3-point attempt by DeRozan. That falls. Great assist by Vasquez. 21 points for DeMar DeRozan.
You know, he'll make you scratch your head and throw your hands up as a defender. I mean, you just don't know how to play it.
The drive by Lee. Can't get it to go. So the Raptors will take it the other way. They've led by as much as 10. After this one, they're off to Philadelphia to take on the 76ers. That'll be the third game of this 3-game road trip.
A lot of fans focused on that Philadelphia matchup. Big game for them.
Great job from behind the arc this quarter. I mean, shooting just under 60% for the game. I mean, that's smoking.
That drive by Carter. There's the bucket. Good. Carter's got 10 points.
Boy, they are just destroying them in the paint.
You could say that again, Steve. The defenders just aren't aggressive enough down low.
Vasquez dishes to Williams. He feeds it to DeRozan. Johnson right side. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Johnson's got his second bucket.
Great interplay there between those two teammates.
Now a timeout called by Memphis.
He's definitely shaken up. They're using a timeout to let their trainer take a look at it. Over the last month, let's take a look at the Grizzlies and how they stacked up in the league statistically. First in field goal percentage, first in fewest turnovers a game, and they're number 1 in opponent scoring. They don't allow teams to get into a rhythm offensively, and thus they're able to hold those points down.
And the shooting is really what stands out to me. This is a team that does such a good job of finding open looks. They're unselfish. They work offensively to create good shots. And when they do that, they're on their game. They're tough to beat.
And for those of you just joining us, in the second quarter with about 3 minutes gone by, it's stolen by Valanciunas. Vasquez up top. He's guarded by Udrih. There's a screen by Williams. Here's Vasquez. Again, Toronto.
Great job of utilizing that screen and finding space to knock down the jumper. Good basketball. Grievous Vasquez, a 6'6" point guard out of Venezuela by way of the University of Maryland, is really a good passer and playmaker. Plays with a swagger and moxie that you love to see. You know, a couple seasons back, this guy averaged 9 assists a game.
So, timeout called here, the first for Toronto. And Vasquez with great size, Steve, for the point guard position.
Not an elite athlete, so he sometimes lacks the quickness to guard opposing point guards, but his height, his strength, and his grit and anticipation makes him really a viable option against a lot of different matchups in the league.
Tayshaun Prince is checked in for Zach Randolph. The Raptors also with a sub. Kyle Lowry, he's checked in for Vasquez. And just over 3.5 minutes played here in the second quarter. Outside Lowry. Valanciunas inside. Defended by Gasol. No good from Valanciunas.
The fadeaway was the right shot there because it got his attempt away from the defender, but the touch was poor.
And count it. 2 points with a chance for one more at the free throw line. That sends Vince Carter to the free throw line. Kyle Lowry picks one up there. Tyler Hansbrough's checked in for Toronto. The Grizzlies shooting their 5th free throw of the game here.
Well, they're doing okay as the season goes on. They're shooting about 76% as a team.
And they've made progress in that department from last season going into this one, guys. I mean, the numbers have improved.
Now, here is Lowry. He's coming off a 16-point game against the Bucks in Milwaukee.
And he was just lurking defensively in that game. Having 4 steals during that ballgame.
The Grizzlies trail by 6. And Udrih hits the lead. Off target with his 3. The Raptors have gone 5 of 8 from the floor here in the second quarter. Over 60% shooting. And it's Lowry penetrating. Outside DeRozan. Shot clock at 6. Launches a 3. Second chance shot. That's good. 6 points for Johnson.
He got a great read of where that miss was going, and that allowed him to be the first guy to it and get the putback.
Wasted no time on that one. 16 points for Vince Carter.
Now, he made 2 3-pointers in the first quarter, so he continues to shoot the ball well.
And it's Lowry penetrating, and it's DeRozan at the elbow. The 11-footer, and it's off the back rim. No good.
Boy, they were ready for him right there. I mean, totally collapsed the defense on him.
Lee passes to Carter. And a wide open look for Lee. Lee with another miss.
I think he was surprised by how much space he had there and just rushed the shot a little bit.
Hansbrough against Gasol. Good work defensively by Gasol. 1 second separating the shot clock and game clock. Lee kicks to Gasol. Pass to Carter. And he hits the jump shot. And now just a 3-point Raptor lead.
The points just keep coming for him this quarter. And just at the right time, too, as they try to narrow the deficit.
Here's DeRozan. A second chance effort. Hansbrough, that's good. Hansbrough's got his first bucket of the night. For three, Udrih. No good trying to beat the buzzer. And we're through 2 here and a good one. The Raptors out in front. They're up by 5. And now let's catch up with Doris Burke, who's standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Thanks, Kev. Coach Casey, you head into halftime with a bit of a cushion here. How do you keep up this intensity for the rest of the game?
Well, maintain the disposition. I think you got to have a tough mental disposition against this team because they're going to keep playing. They know how to play the physical game. We did a good job in that half. We've got to maintain that.
Coach, thank you for the time. Gentlemen, back to you.
Thank you, Doris. And we'll be right back after halftime for the start of quarter number 3. And now the start of the second half. Neither side jumping out ahead through the first 2 quarters.
Really an extraordinary game for DeRozan. He's got 21 points, and he's hit the mark twice from 3-point range as well.
Well, it's no secret. I mean, the more points he can come up with from out there, the better off they'll be offensively with their spacing.
Raptors leading by 5. While we've got a moment, let's set the floor. Brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up for the second half. So for Toronto right now, Patterson is the 4 with Valanciunas in the middle. Lowry and Williams, the guards. And it's DeRozan in at the 3, the small forward.
Oh, he's going to keep banging those home if you give him that much space.
Udrih dishes to Gasol. Here's Prince. And it's Toronto with the rebound.
Oh, they're now +5 in the rebound category, really controlling the glass.
And rebounding is one of those non-glamour stats. I mean, it takes work and effort and tenacity and physicality. But when you look at the scoreboard, you can see the correlation.
The Raptors shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game. And the first one at the line is good. Both free throws good from DeRozan. The Grizzlies trail by 10. And Udrih kicks to Prince. Here's Randolph. Rebounded by Valanciunas. Valanciunas has got rebound number 5 here tonight.
Valanciunas, a young big man with some offensive promise. He can score on the left block. He's developing a nice touch from mid-range. Very intriguing player with that size and skill set.
Carter with the three. It's good. This time the assist from Udrih. 21 points for Vince Carter.
Making a big difference from long range tonight. That was a huge shot right there.
You know, they've got time to make up the points. Having that threat outside, really an advantage to stretch out this defense. Good strategy, I think.
Patterson, that's good.
Up and in on every one of their first 3 shots to start the second half.
Now a timeout called by Memphis.
You can tell he's in a lot of pain. They'll take a timeout so that trainer can help him out.
Kufis checked in for Memphis. And there before you are the teams that have been absolutely red hot for the last 10 games. Number 1, the Grizzlies.
It's due to better shot selection lately, Kevin. They're taking their time to make sure the shots they take go in. Really good self-discipline there.
The Grizzlies trail by 12. And Udrih kicks to Carter. Lowry brings the double. Carter with it. Lowry picks him up. And it's out of bounds. The Grizzlies able to retain possession here.
Well, let's check out the story of the stats for Williams. How last month turned out for him. He's averaging 11 points per game, 4 assists, and 2 rebounds. And he's really been pulling his weight. We're finding his name in a lot of different columns in their box scores.
Yeah, and that's what they're looking for from him, Steve. He doesn't have to be the star, just somebody with solid contributions across a wide range of areas.
And DeRozan kicks to Lowry. And here's Carter. 21 points in the game. The drive by Randolph. It's Prince on the wing. From deep. With that shot, the Raptor lead is cut down now to just 9 in the basket from Carter.
Guys, he shot a very good percentage today, and they've needed it.
And the Raptors call time here.
You know, with the movement we've seen the last decade with teams heading to Oklahoma City and for a time Sacramento, is it time for the NBA to look at realigning some teams? Might not happen yet, but we're getting close to maybe a reshuffling being needed.
The Grizzlies making a switch here. Adams checked in. And now around 2 minutes gone by in this half. Adams against Williams. Now the dish to Lowry. The tray. And the foul on Jonas Valanciunas. That's his first foul. The Raptors making a switch here. Vasquez comes in. The Grizzlies trail by 9. Udrih, the pass to Prince. Outside Prince. Out to the right wing. Here's Adams. And again, it's the Grizzlies from deep. As you said, it's something that will need to be addressed at some point. Some teams traveling pretty far within the division.
It'll happen when the time is right. I mean, there could be more teams shifting around, or maybe expansion comes and you'll see a realignment. But, you know, I think that change is probably going to happen relatively soon.
Let's check out what Doris Burke has for us.
Well, guys, head coach Dwayne Casey has overseen a surprising turnaround in Toronto. Their record has improved in all 3 seasons under his tenure. DeMar DeRozan said, "Since I've been here, he preaches the same thing. He told us to stick with it, and it worked. Everything came together like he said it would. Gentlemen."
Pound the rock. The team motto. They put in the work and stayed consistent. Thanks, Doris. Good on that shot, and with that, the Toronto lead is cut down to 8 on the bucket from Kufis. Raptors are gone 5 of 6 so far from the field in the second half. Tremendous efficiency. And it's Lowry penetrating. Can't hit. Some solid defense from Randolph.
They've been able to get out to this lead without really getting a very reliable performance out of him from the field.
Kufis kicks to Prince. Adams outside. Here's Udrih, guarded by Vasquez, and he gets it to go. Udrih has got his first basket of the night.
Beautiful job angling his body, shielding the big man from the ball on his way to the basket.
That's really the only way to do it if you're going to take it down there amongst the tall trees.
Now here's Patterson. 8 points for him. Back to Lowry. The shot. He squares up and sinks it. Lowry's got his 3rd basket of the night.
He's definitely turned things around in this game. I mean, he was more of a background player in the first half. He's jumped center stage now.
Here's Adams. Rebound by Vasquez.
Well, what appeared to be an easy 2 points just never materialized.
The shot by Lowry, no good.
That's the kind of defense required when he's got the ball near the hoop. They were right in his face.
Goofus dishes to Udrich. The three-pointer off the mark. Raptors leading by 8. And there's Vasquez on the assist from Valanciunas. Vasquez has got 4 points this quarter. Now Udrich. The shot, no good.
He's giving them little to nothing at the offensive end. I can't put it any other way.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on DeMar DeRozan. That's his first foul.
Great defense. He anticipated the play and got there first.
Yeah, I think he got there in time. Nice play.
So Memphis going with almost an entire new group here. Marc Gasol's checked in for Randolph. Carter comes in for Tayshaun Prince. Courtney Lee, he's checked in for Adams. And it's Nick Calathes in for Udrich. And then for Toronto, Hansbrough's checked in for Jonas Valanciunas. Johnson comes in for Patrick Patterson. And Terrence Ross is subbed in for DeMar DeRozan.
8 of the last 10 points at that end of the court have been scored on very high percentage shots in the paint.
Yeah, and it's not necessarily strategic, Clark. It's just a matter of playing with more heart. Got to play hard, guys.
Calathes gets the bucket.
You might not think of him as a laser three-point shooter, but that shot was there for him, and he had to take it.
2-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Outside Lowry. Ross passes to Lowry. 6 on the shot clock. Ross kicks to Johnson. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
And the defense fouling there to prevent that layup, forcing 2 free throws here.
Nice job that time of attacking the paint and drawing the contact. They'll take that.
It's his first trip to the line.
And he's been a consistent shooter at the line for them this season, shooting about 78%.
I don't think you really can say enough about the work he's put in and the massive strides he's made in his free throw shooting, guys. I mean, his numbers are way up this year.
And the first one at the line is good. And the Raptors making a change here. And both free throws good for Johnson. Dishes it to Gasol. Good. That's Calathes who picks up the assist.
Well, he knew that with his height advantage over his man, it was really a good decision just to rise up and take the jump shot.
And that's it for the third quarter. Both teams scoring well as we head to the fourth. Raptors lead by 9. We'll take a quick break, then get you back to the action.
This Thursday night, January 22nd, Kawhi Leonard and the San Antonio Spurs take on Derrick Rose and the Chicago Bulls. It's East and West. Be there.
And a moment here to look back at our State Farm assist of the game.
Well, no question, this was going to be the winner. Just take a look at the expertise he shows on this pass. Perfectly timed and beautifully placed.
The Grizzlies trail by 9. Carter is out there with Costa Koukas. Then it's Lee, and it's Marc Gasol, and it's Calathes in at the point guard. That's the lineup in the game for Memphis.
A temporary lapse of focus from him on that turnover. It's embarrassing, but on occasion it does happen.
Toronto's gone 6 of 11 when they've taken the three-point shot tonight. Very respectable. Outside Williams. Now the feed to Hansbrough. He kicks to Vasquez. Down to 5 on the shot clock. 11 feet away. That's good. Ross has got the fourth quarter going with the first basket of the period here for Toronto.
They're forcing the ball inside, and it's working beautifully.
Yeah, the defense has been futile here. 5 of the last 6 field goals in the lane.
Gasol, rebound by the Raptors.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but in the rebounding department too, Clark.
Yeah, it's been a really gritty performance. They'll have some bruises to show for it, but that's the way it should be. You should feel that you've competed when you do that work inside.
They have to box out better than that. I mean, that putback is just another example of the difference between these two teams today.
Some changes for Memphis. Randolph comes in for Kufis, and Tayshaun Prince subbed in for Vince Carter. Raptors also changing it up. Valanciunas, he's checked in for Hansbrough. Patterson comes in for Johnson. And it's DeRozan in for Vasquez. Let's go quickly over to Doris Burke for an update.
Thanks, guys. I was able to hear Dave Yeager coaching his team during that break. He let his players know that they've got to do a better job on defense. He said they're scoring any way they want. We've got to show some pride here. Let's make a stand defensively, get us stops, and get on a run of our own. Do they have it in them, Kevin?
Leno Udrich, he's checked in for the Grizzlies. And Toronto also making a switch. Lowry's checked in. Kicks it to DeRozan. About a minute and a half through the fourth quarter now. And there's the pass to Patterson. Banked in off the glass. The Grizzlies trail by 12. And Udrich kicks to lead. Rebound by Williams. Williams has got 3 rebounds so far in the game. Second minute off the clock now in the fourth. Lowry dishes to Valanciunas. Pass to Patterson. Williams kicks to Valanciunas. And that one is hammered home. An indication there of why the scoreboard looks like it does. Very passive defense.
But the finish was anything but passive.
No, he hammered that down, Clark. Superb above the rim action.
And Steve, not only is their lead big, but their advantage on the boards is huge too.
Yep, well deserved. I mean, they have worked their tails off on the glass.
Now here is Lowry. DeRozan passes to Valanciunas. Left block shot on the way. And another basket for Toronto.
And we're seeing the shots just dropping from everywhere right now.
Yeah, since halftime, Steve, they've been operating very efficiently.
DeRozan against Prince. Shoots the 3. It's hauled in by the Raptors. Valanciunas has got 9 rebounds in the game. Getting it done. Lowry dishes to DeRozan. No stopping him there. Jams it in as he's fouled. Chance now for a 3-point play. They get Marc Gasol.
This has been a one-sided game in just about every area. The lead continues to grow.
Absolutely. Their offense and their D have been equal parts outstanding.
And a look at how the offensive approach has been going here so far for the Raptors.
Guys, the passing we've seen from them has been tremendous. Very unselfish.
And one other thing I would add is the mid-range game has been really impressive. I mean, they're showing great touch on some of those 15, 17-footers.
The Grizzlies trail by 19. And Udrich kicks to lead. They need this. Another shot. And it's Gasol with the bucket inside. A bit under 3.5 minutes have passed here in the fourth. Lowry kicks to Williams. And the rebound goes to the Grizzlies. Gasol's got his 7th rebound here tonight.
Good game for Gasol. 9 points, and he hasn't forgotten to get his teammates involved either.
Well, that's important, Clark. I mean, he's conscious of the fact that moving the ball around gets the defense to move. It forces them to work, and it creates a better offensive flow for his own team.
No good on that one. He hits the second from the line. Raptors leading by 16. And the Raptors call time here.
It's like he saw some things out there that needed adjusting and wants to talk it over a little bit with his club.
I don't think you can ever go wrong burning a timeout if you see something you don't like and you need to talk about it.
Let's catch up with Doris from the sideline.
Yes, Kevin, Dwayne Casey was just going over the plan with his team. He focused on their offense and said to his guys, make the extra pass. Don't try to play hero ball and do it by yourself. That ends up leading to bad shots. He also talked about their defensive approach, which he wants to be a conservative one. He said, quote, let's not get overextended. Stick to your assignments. It's pretty late in the game to be altering the game plan, but they're going to come out with a different look here, guys. Back to you.
Thank you, Doris. Now, here is Lowry, and that's a foul called on Beno Udrih. That's foul number 2 for him. The Grizzlies making a switch here. Carter's checked in. There's 1:54 left in the fourth quarter. Good ball movement here by the Raptors. Williams kicks to Lowry. Jumper off the screen. Good as the jump shot falls. Lowry's got 4 points now in the quarter.
An example right there, guys, of how even as their lead grew into a big one, they never started coasting.
That's the truth. I mean, they've been in charge of this game all the way through.
Here's Udrih. That's in there. Carter with the assist. Carter's got 3 assists tonight.
I'm sure that's a load off his mind after not hitting a single three-pointer in the first half. Well, what we saw here tonight is one team just had everything going for it and the other didn't. Huge margin of victory for Toronto.
And Clark, their hard work on the glass paid off.
You know, they both are excellent rebounding teams. I thought it was a tough battle underneath both ways.
And guys, at this point in the long NBA season, this will go down as win number 25.
Well, I think they're very motivated to come in tonight and win after losing the first game against them this season.
Without question. I mean, they had this date circled on the calendar for redemption. I mean, you never want to lose 2 games and be swept, and it can be harder in an East-West game than playing against teams in your own conference. So this is a big win for them. You know, I think anytime the shot comes from that range, the offense has done its job and done it well.
Lowry passes to Patterson. Outside DeRozan. Patterson setting the pick for DeRozan. To the inside. Clock at 6. Williams with a clean look. No good with the triple. Memphis has gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the fourth quarter. Right side Gasol. Prince kicks to Carter. And again, it's Memphis with the 3.
And another three-pointer to their second half total.
Yeah, they caught that long-range bug at halftime, and it's been bombs away ever since.
Outside Lowry. He dishes it to Williams. Passes to DeRozan. Outside for Lowry. From outside the arc, that's good.
It's going to be a great game for them. No win on the road comes easy in the NBA. Nice performance.
Any player loves sending his own fans home happy. He loves even more sending opposing fans home miserable.
And so Toronto takes this one, but by a big margin. And this one was such a lopsided victory.
They never let up. They were full throttle from the start.
And now let's catch up with Doris Burke, who's standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Kyle, congratulations on this win. Tell us what the team's objective was tonight that most helped in getting this victory.
Everybody played. We all played together. You know, we stayed, aggressive and stayed the course of the game.
Cohesiveness and aggressiveness, a pretty good combination. Thanks for the time, Kyle. Guys?
Thank you, Doris. And, folks, that about concludes our broadcast tonight. For Steve Kerr, Clark Kellogg, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching as we leave you with our Jordan Player of the Game, DeMar DeRozan.